YNW Melly, his real name is Jamel Demons. He's actually in plain clothes in the courtroom for the first time in months, again, as this judge really starts the long process of seating a new jury.
As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless.
Do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? As to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. Life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years.
Melly walked into court and was told that Bortlen has been offered a plea deal. It was announced Melly's co-defendant was offered a 16-year plea deal and has until tomorrow to decide. He's currently facing 5 life sentences plus 75 years if he's convicted. Bortlen's plea offer details the charges he faces as it lists 2 first-degree and witness tampering charges directing activities of a criminal team and more witness tampering, which would be consolidated into 16 years with credit for time served, meaning Bortlen would be a free man within 10 years.
Mr. Henry, do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? Okay, you're charged as follows. Counts 1 and 2 is the first degree with a firearm. Those are capital felonies, which means it's a mandatory life sentence. If the jury convicts you of count 1 or count 2 as charged, that's life in Florida State Prison. I have no discretion. Count 3 and count 4 are accessory after the fact to the first degree. Those are each first degree felonies. The maximum penalty for each of those is 30 years in Florida State Prison. Count 1 is tampering with a witness in a capital felony. That is punishable by life in Florida State Prison. Is directing the activities of a criminal, that's a first degree felony punishable by life. So the maximum penalty there is also life in Florida State Prison. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit tampering. And again, as it's charged, that is also a life felony. As to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. Life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida State Prison.
They're creating the plea with Bortlen for many reasons, as it'll help clear up what happened in his interrogation on the night of the crime. Rather than having a fake story Bortlen made up, he will tell them what actually happened. As the officer asked if Bortlen would tell him who did the crime by
just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS, okay? And a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay, you may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly?
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of it. I wouldn't want to be.
Bortlen doesn't say his answer out loud, but he shakes his head no, as Bortlen was terrified of answering with his voice, as he was worried the detective would pick up on his body language and know that Bortlen was lying. But realistically, the feds know Bortlen wasn't the main man of the crime, as they have evidence of Melly admitting to it.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But despite Melly facing life behind bars, he remains confident on the case because his brother said that Melly ordered a $100,000 chain while in jail.
Assume that
he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But yeah. He's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, there was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want the chain no more.
But everything changed when the news reported Nelly's double retrial has been postponed once again. During a hearing on August 8th, the Court of Appeals granted a stay in the case, meaning the trial is delayed and won't begin till January 2027. But with the feds trying to make a deal with Bortlen, they stopped all communication between him and Melly. As it was reported, a no communication order has been filed in the Melly trial. The order makes Melly and Bortlen completely separate. No talking, no lawyer talk, just silence, as they originally wanted to have them tried together. But they're happy with Bortlen taking a plea
here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. They're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found.
Because if the feds get Bortlen, Melly's next trial will find him guilty. Because Bortlen will be able to speak on everything that happened on the night of the crime, as there's no way he's willing to face multiple life sentences for the crime that he didn't commit. What makes Bortlen even more likely to snitch on Melly is that Melly tried pinning the crime on Bortlen in his first trial.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
Revealing that it's always been Bortlen who has been telling lies to the feds. He's the one with powder on his hands, and he was the last one with Juvie and Sackchaser as they had an investigator go over the importance of Bortlen having powder on his hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of hot residue and two component particles. And the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of hot residue and 1 2-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was hot residue present on the hands.
Basically, overall, there was residue present on the hands. Bortlen didn't like this at all, which is why he tweeted, "Mind games don't work on people like me," alongside a handshake emoji as if he's accepting some sort of deal. As he tweeted this out when Melly's first mistrial happened, with Bortlen already being mad with Melly for trying to pin the crime against him, Bortlen had his house raided by the feds, and what they found made the case worse.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortlen was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortlen, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Demons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortlen allegedly tampered with the witness.
As it was reported, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of Bortlen's home. As the drawings show where jurors sat in the courtroom, and a small description of what each of them looked like, as academics revealed how bad this was for both Bortlen and Melly's cases, as it made it look like Bortlen was going to tamper with the jurors' decision or take them out.
Keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortlen, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy shit. Like, come the fuck on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
But the importance of Bortlen flipping on Melly is huge, as he'll also tell the truth about Frito Bang picking up Melly from the side of the road on that night.
And Chris Thomas are. So what you're also going to find out is while Mr. Devins is out there on the side of the road, 4 in the morning, 4:42 specifically, he sends a drop pin, digital homing beacon, to his current location to one of his friends, Frederick Givens. Frederick Givens is also involved in the music industry, and he asked to be picked up. Frederick Givens, then about 11 minutes later, is sent another drop pin where Mr. Devins has moved a couple of meters. What you're going to find out as well, though, is these digital leashes, they have more than just phone call.
And in order to increase the charges against Melly, they're also including this Facebook post of Melly with Young Thug because they're trying to say Melly's in the Red Street team.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, and he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with Mr. Devins has the big B hand signs displayed.
Okay, and see with individuals again, I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and tap.
Melly told his lawyers to just let them use it and increase his charges because he was worried about the trial being delayed, because when you think of Melly's situation, he's been sitting behind bars for 6 years without a verdict. But it led into the report of today's hearing marks the first time Melly publicly went against his legal team's advisement in open court, as Melly was seen yelling at his lawyers.
Yes, sir. Against our advice, our client wants to proceed.
You objected to it. Your request will need to determine this automatic stay.
Based upon what our client has instructed us, yes, sir.
But they also want to use this evidence of an old Oblock member telling a secret that Melly told King Von.
I'm aware of 924-071. Call for an automatic stay while
they were aggravators. They go to membership, and again, there are things that the jury would have to find before going into penalty.
Not aggravator, that's the death penalty. Aggravator, that's the enhancement itself, Your Honor. That was charged. He was charged in committing the murder for the further conviction, which is an aggravator in terms of the guilt.
Something that they would have to find by way of an interrogatory.
Yeah.
Although, to make his next trial even worse, the only reason he wasn't found guilty in the first trial is because a witness was missing. The prosecutors wanted to call Melly's ex-girlfriend to the stand. However, she left the United States before the trial and stayed out for 3 years, but she's back now and was quickly arrested.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was 2 friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walter Bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his 2 friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around?
The judge made a deal with Mariah. The terms of Mariah being released is that she must testify in the next Melly trial. Instead of feeling guilty for testifying against Melly, she says it's out of her hands with her saying on Facebook, "Thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine." The situation with Mariah added more witness tampering charges to his name, as the feds supposedly have proof Melly told her to leave the country. While witness tampering seems like a lesser crime compared to the M charges, it still carries a life sentence as punishment.
U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Since Melly was influencing his case with the jail phone, he's been not allowed to use it since as the prosecutors can't risk Melly tampering with the case. As Juvie's father investigated what was going on and said how Melly tampered,
the state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Melly's phone privileges likely won't come back until his trial is completed. As Melly's mom spoke further on the situation, saying she feels heartbroken for Melly sitting in jail.
Demons, YNW Melly, and Cortland Henry, who is known as YNW Bortlen, are now charged with witness tampering. There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person, and then that person.
Like to me, they're going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
Although he saw Charleston White speak on Melly not being treated good in jail, as he said it's exactly what Melly deserves. The YNW me. I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But this got Boozy's attention, and he spoke about how he feels bad for Melly's mother.
You saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone.
Having Bortlen on their side will answer an important question, as Bortlen will share why Melly and Bortlen looked happy just hours after their best friends passed. With it announced, the prosecutors updated the evidence against Melly. He didn't know he was filmed admitting to the passing of Sack Chaser and Juvie.
The YNW Melly. I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated. When you done chose to play somebody.
They showed no sadness for Sack Chaser and Juvie, but footage also caught Melly getting into the car just 30 minutes before the crime happened. Excuse me, you're able to see? Yes, all right.